The second unit was totally gives you the basic idea that why we are using LTI system instead of a generalized system, right? So we are using the LTI system, or whatever the system you are going to make, that must be LTI based on the three factors. One is a system must be time invariant in the sense whenever you want to use the system, the response must be same. And linearity means whosoever is going to use the system, the response must be same. This is what at least we are expecting while we are designing a practical system. Now, the question is that we are using different kind of inputs to the systems. And we have tested the system or LTI system against a very worst or the worst signal, that was your delta signal or the impulse. So once you have designed the system, you have tested the system against your delta t or delta n, which was the worst signal, even though it was happening only for a small amount of time or a fraction amount of time, or let's say at t equals to 0 or t is tending to 0, the magnitude for t is tending to 0, the magnitude is leading to infinite. So that can worsen your output of a specific system. I have already given some examples like earthquake or a voltage for domestic applications like 400 volt, 500 volt, like that, or for some specific applications. If your system is designed for 15 volt or 20 volt, you are using 50 volt. So that can affect the output of the system. Now, what Fourier has done, right? I hope you might have studied the Fourier series of Fourier transform in your mathematics. Hello,
Yes, sir.
in which
Yes.
Yes,
semester?
sir.
Which semester?
That second semester.
Second semester. So have you ever realized that why you are using this Fourier series of Fourier transform and why is being taught to you? There must be some specific reason to include this topic in your mathematics. Or you just treated this Fourier series of Fourier transform like a mathematics problem. A formula is given to you. You just apply that formula and you got the answers. See, the curriculum of an engineering courses has been designed in such a way that whenever you study any subjects, right, it must be useful for the coming semesters and how you can implement the mathematics in various branches of engineering. For example, you are a student of electronics and communications, so you have to go through the certain process and where this mathematics is involved, like Fourier transforms, jet transform, Laplace transforms, and of course, if I talk about probabilistic approaches or probability theory or the random processes, that all are being involved in the communication system, right? So since you are in third semester, we have to go through the Laplace transform, the Fourier transform, and as well as the jet transforms. So whether this Fourier transforms or the Fourier series is applicable for which type of signals, a continuous time or a discrete time?
Sir, continuous and periodic.
Continuous. Periodic. For it is for Fourier series or for Fourier transform?
For transforms.
Yes. The first thing is that the Fourier transform is applicable for continuous time as well as for discrete time as well, right? And if you talk about the Fourier series for continuous time or discrete time, this is applicable only for periodic signals. Whereas the Fourier transform is basically designed to handle the aperiodic signals, but in certain conditions, it can be extended to periodic signals also. But the Fourier series is strictly for periodic signals, whether this is discrete time or continuous time, right? Now, then what is the role of Laplace transform? Laplace transform is for what? Continuous time or discrete time? Have you studied the Laplace transform? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In second semester or first semester?
Sir, second semester.
Sir, in second semester.
So do you find any similarities between Laplace transform and the Fourier transform, or both are same? Actually, there is a gap in teaching regarding these topics like transforms and all. Actually, a mathematic teacher must tell you that how you are going to use these kind of mathematics in your engineering subjects. Only then you can relate those things over here. Anyway, if you are not aware with that, now let me focus about the sinusoidal steady state response. Then I will come to the Fourier representation of signals. So there must be two points in your mind that why we are going for sinusoidal steady state response, why not for others, and how these Fourier representation is important as far as the signal and systems are concerned, right? And what is the role of Fourier series, Fourier transform, Laplace transform, Z transform, and all. Okay, so if I simply want to remind you one thing, the word impulse response, what was the meaning of that? Simply impulse response. Yes. And what is the role of impulse response in order to characterize LTI system? Yes, yes.
Sir, when a system is tested against Dirac delta function as a signal, input signal.
Okay. And how this h of t or h of n is beneficial for the system? I mean, in terms of characterization of signals or systems?
सर हमसे हम चेक कर सकते हैं कि वर्स्ट से वर्स्ट केस में हमारे उसका सिस्टम का रिस्पॉन्स कैसा होगा.
Okay, that's good. And what
Yes,
about other things that you will be able to find? If you know the
Sir,
impulse
we can
response
find the
of the system.
response of other signal as well.
Okay, that's good. And any other characteristic?
can find.
So just for a reminder, I am just reviewing few points, because until unless you understand those points, you won't be able to practically realize the concept of this Fourier transformation and Fourier series. So look at the LTI system. The LTI system is your linear time invariant, which is being tested against the worst signal, which is your delta t or delta n, depending upon discrete time or continuous time. And we were getting a response which is your h of t or h of n, and that response is known as the impulse response of the system. And now this impulse response is capable of finding out the response of the system for any other type of signals, and as good as we will be able to characterize the systems in terms of whether the system is memoryless or memory based, whether the system is invertible or not, whether the system having causality or not, whether the system is stable or not. These are the so many things that you will be able to finding out with the help of the impulse response of the system. Now the word which is written on your screen, the sinusoidal steady state response. Earlier I am using, or I was using, impulse response. Now sinusoidal steady state response. Can you tell me the meaning of this word in the same way or same fashion? Now what should be the kind of input signal I am going to use? Impulse response means what was the input?
The delta T.
Delta function.
Delta T. Impulse response means the input was impulse. Now, if I am saying sinusoidal steady state response, then what is the meaning of this? Response is still there, and before response, I am using sinusoidal steady state. So what is the meaning of this? What kind of input now you are expecting? अरे
Sinusoidal.
भाई, sinusoidal. Okay. Now earlier जब मैंने आपसे पूछा था कि impulse response क्यों, तब आपने बोला सर आपने सबसे वर्स्ट सिग्नल के अगेंस्ट टेस्ट कर लिया तो दूसरे सिग्नल के अगेंस्ट काम करेगा. नाउ यहां पर एक क्वेश्चन आता है कि व्हाई दिस साइनसोइडल स्टेडी स्टेट रिस्पांस. इसका मतलब है हम लोग साइनसोइडल सिग्नल को इनपुट क्यों लेना चाहते हैं. So in general, how will you represent a sinusoidal signal? कैसे रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं?
Sir,
एक
A sin
जनरल
omega
सेंस.
t plus phi.
A sin omega t.
A sin omega t is a sine function. It's not a sinusoidal. Sinusoidal means what? Have you heard this word complex exponential sinusoidal signal? In
Sir,
general,
e to the power j omega t.
yes, very nice. E to the power j omega t. How will you write this? E to the power j omega t.
Sir, cos omega t plus j sin omega t.
Okay, that's good. So in general, we say that e to the power j omega t is a complex sinusoids. Fine. So here I am talking about complex sinusoids. So now we are going to take the system which is your LTI, and the input is e to the power j omega t. Earlier we were using input delta t or delta n. Here I am going to use e to the power j omega t or j omega n. And now we are going to find out the response. Response is nothing but that is y of t. In case of delta t, yt becomes ht. In case of delta n, yt becomes hn. Now here the yt is defined by some other things, which is your response corresponding to e to the power j omega t. Now the question is that why we are going to take e to the power j omega t. How this e to the power j omega t can help you to deal with the LTI system. System is what? Any signal we are applying to a system. Now, can you tell me what exactly the system is doing?
Sir, it transforms.
Of course, it transforms, but inside the system, what are the electronic elements or components or whatever you are using? What exactly happening with your signal? Let's say I have applied a signal cos omega t. You are getting at the output 10 cos omega t. What happens?
Sir,
Amplifies it.
amplification.
Amplification. So what the system does?
Sir, amplify the input.
Amplify. Suppose I am applying two signals and at the output we are getting some multiplication of these signals. What the system is doing?
Multiplier.
You are applying two signals, at the output you are getting the addition of that. What is happening?
Sir, it's adding.
Adding. You are applying some signal, at the output you are getting the integration of input. You are applying some signal, at the output you are getting differentiation of input. So whatever the system you are using, actually that system is nothing but this is doing some mathematical operations. Right? Amplification is also a mathematical operation, multiplying by a constant, which is a mathematical operation. Right? So whatever the system you are going to design, that is a mathematical. Now look at the beauty of this e to the power j omega t. When you apply e to the power j omega t, right? If you multiply this signal by some constant, do you find that the originality of the signal is going to be destroyed or not? Hello?
Yes, sir. No, sir, it won't.
The originality of the signal is not going to be destroyed. Suppose if I integrate this signal, e to the power j omega t, what will you get? Integration of e to the power j omega t, what will you get? At least one should connect with me always. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for me. Don't you know the integration of e to the power j omega t?
Sir, e to the power j omega t over j omega.
J omega. So that means the original signal is still there or not?
Yes, sir.
Now, if I differentiate this,
Yes, sir, still.
If I multiply or if I add two sinusoids, if I multiply two sinusoids, still there will be a sinusoids, right? So this is actually the beauty of this sinusoidal signal, that whenever you apply to a LTI system, the originality of the system is not going to be lost. And that is why Fourier has decided that why not to treat or why not to convert every signal in the sense whatever the signal is present in the entire world. If it is possible to convert those signals in terms of complex sinusoids, then it would be very easy to deal, or it would be very easy to apply those kind of signals to a LTI system, so that at the output the originality of the signal is not going to be lost. Try to understand this word. This is very important line what I'm saying. What Fourier has done, since he found that whenever you're applying e to the power j omega t kind of signal to a LTI system, so the originality of the signal is not going to be lost. Then what he decided, if it is possible to convert every kind of signal, every kind means they are divided in two parts, whether this is periodic or non-periodic. So as you know, any signal can be represented either by periodicity or non-periodicity. So if somehow we, by doing some mathematics, if we are capable of converting those in terms of complex sinusoids, then it would be very easier for us to handle those kind of signals. अगर मेरी बात किसी को समझ में आ गई हो तो थोड़ा सा मुझे एक लाइन में बता दे, so that I feel I could be able to reach out to your feelings.
So basically, to preserve the originality of the input signal, we convert it in terms of sinusoids.
Yes. Now यहाँ पर दिमाग से एक निकाल देना कि साइनोसाइड्स का मीनिंग साइन होता है और साइन ही पीरियडिक सिग्नल होता है. पीरियडिक सिग्नल कुछ भी हो सकता है. इट कुड बी अ ट्रायंगुलर, इट कुड बी अ रेक्टेंगुलर. बहुत सारे बच्चों के दिमाग में जैसे ही पीरियडिक सिग्नल बोलते हैं वो तुरंत से एक साइन का कर्व ड्रॉ कर देते हैं या कोसाइन ड्रॉ कर देते हैं, राइट? Periodicity means anything. It must follow the rule of periodicity. Xt must be equals to xt plus capital T. If any mathematical function is following this, which is a periodic signal, hardly matters it is a sinusoid or it is a periodic or triangular or rectangular or pulses, whatever it is, right? So in order to have the benefit or to get the benefit of this sinusoidal steady response, what Fourier has done, he tried to convert each and every kind of signal or tried to represent each and every kind of signal by means of sinusoids, right? So first we will try to understand what is the complex sinusoids response or the steady state response, and then we will move to the Fourier representation of signals. So look at this figure. We have a LTI system, right, whose impulse response is given, that is h of t. Now we are applying the input, which is your e to the power j omega t. E to the power j omega t means a complex sinusoids. And if yt is the output, so according to the property of the LTI system, that the output y of t is nothing but, which is a convolution of xt and ht. So convolution of xt and ht, or I can say the convolution of ht and xt, both are same. So I'm writing down the mathematical equation minus infinite to infinite h of tau, of course, x of t minus tau. So minus infinite to infinite h of tau e to the power, instead of xt, I'm putting e to the power j omega t. So this is e to the power j omega t minus tau d tau. E to the power j omega t, I am taking outside because we are integrating with respect to tau, not with respect to t. So e to the power j omega t minus infinite to infinite h of tau e to the power minus j omega tau d. Now look at this term. We are having two multiplicating term, e to the power j omega t minus infinite to infinite h of tau e to the power minus j omega tau d. Now the second integration term I am representing by capital H j of omega. Capital H j of omega is nothing but this is minus infinite to infinite h of tau e to the power minus j tau omega. Now look at the output y of t. Y of t is nothing but capital H of j omega e to the power j omega t. So that means the output or the sinusoidal steady state output is always be representing your originality. The originality of the signal is not going to be lost. Here you can see that the original signal e to the power j omega t is multiplied by a factor capital H of j omega, and capital H of j omega is nothing but this is minus infinite to infinite h of tau e to the power minus j omega tau d tau. Now what about this term h? So you can see the output of a system is a complex sinusoids of the same frequency. The frequency of the signal is not going to be destroyed, right? As the input multiplied by the complex constant. Input e to the power j omega t is multiplied by a complex constant h of j omega. Since h of j omega is a function of frequency omega and not a function of t, so it is terms as the frequency response of the continuous time system. This capital H of j omega is known as the frequency response. Why frequency response? Because it is a function of omega, not function of t. This is known as the frequency response. And now the overall frequency response, since it is a complex function, so any complex function can be represented by its magnitude and the arguments. So h of j omega is nothing but the modulus of h of j omega e to the power j argument of h of j omega. So your y of t is now becomes mod of h of j omega. We have introduced this term inside e to the power j omega t plus argument of h of j omega, where modulus of h of j omega is known as the magnitude of the frequency response and the argument of h of j omega is phase response of the system. ये लाइन आप लोगों को समझना सबसे जरूरी है. The output y of t is nothing but this is the input e to the power j omega t multiplied by a complex constant which is known as the frequency response of the system. यहां तक क्लियर है सभी को?
यस सर.
कोई और भी बताओ क्लियर है या नहीं है?
यस सर.
हेलो, क्या क्लियर है बताओ जरा आपको. अगर किसी सिस्टम को एलटीआई सिस्टम को e टू द पावर j ओमेगा t अप्लाई करते हैं तो आउटपुट में क्या मिलेगा? बताओ.
So
बोलना पड़ेगा.
we will get e की power j omega t multiplied by a complex constant which is called the frequency response of that continuous time system.
वेरी नाइस. तो इसमें ओरिजिनल सिग्नल भी हमको मिल रहा है. e टू द पावर j ओमेगा t इनपुट में अप्लाई किया था और आउटपुट में भी मिल रहा है कि नहीं?
Yes sir.
And which is multiplied by a complex constant which is known as a frequency response. ठीक है. ये कुछ पॉइंट्स हैं कि हम लोग इसको क्यों यूज करते हैं, तो वो मैंने आपको बता दिया था कि e टू द पावर j ओमेगा t में कुछ भी आप करेंगे, anything you'll do with the e to the power j omega t, the same thing will happen at the output, right? The same kind of expression you may achieve for discrete time system. Discrete time system के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं हम लोग? Discrete time system में input xn है, impulse response h of n है, output y of n है. And if you are applying the input e to the power j capital omega n, just like discrete continuous time system. So we know that y of n, since it is a LTI system, so y of n can be summation of k equals to minus infinite to infinite h of k x of n minus k. This is nothing but the convolution of x, hn and xn. So you can have minus infinite to infinite h of k e to the power j capital omega n minus k. So I can take e to the power j omega n outside, summation of k equals to minus infinite to infinite. Just like the previous case, earlier we were doing the integration, here we are doing the summation. So minus infinite to infinite h of k e to the power minus j omega k, which is, I'm representing this term now by capital of h within the bracket e to the power j omega e to the power j omega n, where capital H e to the power j omega is nothing but summation of k equals to minus infinite to infinite h of k e to the power minus j capital omega k. So the output of the system is a complex sinusoid of same frequency as the input multiplied by a constant which is h of e to the power j omega, which is a function of frequency but not n. Therefore, it is known as the frequency response of the discrete time analysis, just like the previous case. ठीक है. तो आई होप सभी को ये बात क्लियर हो गई होगी कि अगर किसी भी एलटीआई सिस्टम को हम एक कॉम्प्लेक्स साइनसॉइड्स अप्लाई करते हैं तो आउटपुट में जो आपको मिलेगा वो सेम कॉम्प्लेक्स साइनसॉइड होगा मल्टीप्लाइड बाय ए कॉम्प्लेक्स कांस्टेंट व्हिच इज नोन एज द फ्रीक्वेंसी रिस्पांस ऑफ द सिस्टम. नाउ किसी ने मुझसे पूछा नहीं कि व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ फ्रीक्वेंसी रिस्पांस ऑफ द सिस्टम. Have you heard this word frequency response of the system?
No, sir.
कभी नहीं सुना? अभी एनालॉग आपने पढ़ना स्टार्ट किया है?
No, sir.
एनालॉग इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स सभी सब्जेक्ट में नहीं है, बेसिक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स कुछ पढ़ रहे हो आप लोग? नहीं।
एनालॉग सर मेगा से अगले सेम में है।
हाँ
सर नेक्स्ट सेमेस्टर में एनालॉग इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स।
इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स का कोई सब्जेक्ट है जो आप लोग पढ़ रहे हो अभी? कोर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, बेसिक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, समथिंग लाइक सेमीकंडक्टर्स, पीएन जंक्शन, बीजेटी एंड ऑल दैट?
सर अभी
Yes.
डायोड्स पर ही हैं हम लोग।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, अभी बढ़ा नहीं, सिलेबस नहीं।
नहीं सर, अभी ट्रांजिस्टर्स पे भी नहीं गए हम लोग।
यही कौन पढ़ा रहा है ये सब्जेक्ट? Who is
संतोष
teaching
सर।
this?
संतोष
Okay,
सर।
fine. So actually the word frequency response means what? जैसे मैंने एक वर्ड बोला, आपको बोला स्पीडी रिस्पॉन्स, इसका क्या मतलब है? हेलो, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ स्पीडी रिस्पॉन्स? अरे भाई कुछ बोलोगे या नहीं? आप लोग गायब हो जाते हो, ये अच्छी बात नहीं है।
सर नो आइडिया।
डोंट नो सर।
स्पीड वर्ड सुना नहीं आपने?
यस सर।
मैं तो जनरल साइंस में पूछ रहा हूँ, इसका इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स से कोई लेना देना नहीं है। स्पीडी रिस्पॉन्स मींस क्या?
सर a response which comes almost instantly,
इंस्टेंटली। डिले रिस्पॉन्स?
which delays when there is a delay in the response.
राइट। तो इसी तरह एक वर्ड है फ्रीक्वेंसी रिस्पॉन्स, राइट। फ्रीक्वेंसी रिस्पॉन्स का मतलब है आपकी कोई भी सिग्नल आप यूज कर रहे होंगे या कोई भी सिस्टम आप यूज कर रहे होंगे, सिग्नल को हम लोग कैसे डिफाइन करते हैं? इन जनरल व्हाट आर द पैरामीटर्स ऑफ सिग्नल?
Sir, it must be defined in terms of time.
नहीं, उस पूरे सारे पैरामीटर्स क्या है सिग्नल के? ऑल द पैरामीटर्स ऑफ ए सिग्नल। अ सिग्नल मस्ट कंटेन क्या क्या चीजें हम वेरी कर सकते हैं एक सिग्नल में?
Sir, independent variables.
हाँ हाँ, उसके जो भी एक सिग्नल को अगर आपको लिखना है, एनी इफ यू वांट टू राइट मैथमेटिकली अ कंप्लीट सिग्नल, कोई भी सिग्नल हो, व्हाट आर द पैरामीटर्स दैट इट कैन हैव?
एम्पलीट्यूड, फ्रीक्वेंसी
एंड
फेज एंगल।
फेज एंगल, ठीक है। तो किसी भी सिग्नल को रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए ऑलवेज रिक्वायर थ्री थिंग्स: एम्पलीट्यूड, फ्रीक्वेंसी एंड फेज, राइट। नाउ जब भी आप एक सिग्नल अप्लाई करते हो किसी भी सिस्टम को, सो इट मस्ट बी हैविंग अ स्पेसिफिक फ्रीक्वेंसी, यस और नो?
यस सर।
Yes sir.
So when you apply that signal of a specific frequency, if your system is not designed for operating that frequency, will it respond anything?
No sir. No sir.
एक चाइनीज आदमी को आप हिंदी बोलोगे, कुछ जवाब आएगा क्या?
No sir.
नहीं आएगा, until unless he knows that thing, ठीक है। आपको अभी कोई अरबी में आके कुछ बोले, आप कुछ बता पाओगे उसको? Because you are not,
No,
your
sir.
system is not meant for that, your system is not designed for that, right? For example, आपका सेल फोन है, ठीक, सेल फोन में आपने एयरटेल का सिम डाला हुआ है, ठीक है। आप वोडाफोन का सिग्नल रिसीव कर लोगे क्या? सिग्नल रिसीव
No,
करने
sir.
से मतलब ये नहीं बोल रहा हूं कि वोडाफोन से कोई कॉल करेगा तो आपको नहीं लगेगा। until unless you are connected to a Airtel tower, आपके पास आप कहीं भी बैठे हैं, wherever you are having all kind of signal nearby you, Vodafone, Airtel, or whatever it is, Jio and others, but you are receiving only the signal whose SIM you are going to use, right? तो एक पर्टिकुलर कोई भी सिस्टम आप डिजाइन करते हैं, it's that system is designed for a particular range of frequency, and if you are not applying the signal within that range, your system is not going to respond, या respond कर भी रहा होगा तो उसका रिस्पॉन्स अगर प्रॉपर नहीं है, प्रॉपर मींस एक मिनिमम थ्रेशोल्ड जो आपने डिसाइड कर रखा है, इफ इट इज नॉट प्रोवाइडिंग विद इन दैट थ्रेशोल्ड, तो आप बोलोगे हमारा सिस्टम इस फ्रीक्वेंसी के अगेंस्ट रिस्पॉन्स नहीं दे रहा है। ठीक है, एक वर्ड आपने सुना होगा, मिनिमम डिटेक्टेबल सिग्नल या थ्रेशोल्ड। थ्रेशोल्ड तो सभी ने सुना होगा।
यस सर।
तो इंपॉर्टेंट यही है कि आप जो सिस्टम बनाने जा रहे हो, ठीक है, whether that system is designed for a particular range of frequency or not which you are going to use, अगर उसके लिए डिजाइन नहीं है तो काम नहीं करेगा। बट देयर माइट बी पॉसिबल कि आप जो फ्रीक्वेंसी यूज कर रहे हो उस पर वो उतना रिस्पॉन्स नहीं दे रहा हो बट कुछ रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहा हो, तो इसमें एक वर्ड यूज होता है फ्रीक्वेंसी रिस्पॉन्स। फ्रीक्वेंसी रिस्पॉन्स इज अ वर्ड विच इज यूज टू चेक द रिस्पॉन्स ऑफ द सिस्टम ओवर ए रेंज ऑफ फ्रीक्वेंसी, राइट, कि इस रेंज में हमारा सिस्टम प्रॉपर वर्क करेगा एंड बियॉन्ड दैट रेंज इट वॉन्ट वर्क। ठीक है, तो आई होप फ्रीक्वेंसी रिस्पॉन्स का मीनिंग आप लोग समझ गए होंगे। द रेंज ऑफ फ्रीक्वेंसी ओवर विच योर सिस्टम इज रिस्पॉन्डिंग within a threshold value or within a specific amount of value, then this response is known as the frequency, and below that हम बोलेंगे it is not responding, yeah, above that it's not responding। ठीक है, now look at the question which is shown on your screen. The impulse response of two discrete time system is given by h1n, which is equals to half of delta n plus delta n minus 1. h2n is half of delta n minus delta n minus 1. Find the frequency response of the system and plot the magnitude response. तो हमें impulse responses दिए गए हैं, उसकी हेल्प से क्या निकालना है, frequency response। तो I think पीछे हम जो relation देख चुके हैं, if you know the impulse response, you will be able to know the frequency response of the system by using this mathematical formula. The mathematical formula is, हम लोग h1n के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं, that's why I am writing capital h1 e to the power j omega summation of hk e to the power j omega Hello.
Yes sir.
So there was some problem with the network. So just I am putting delta of k minus 1 e to the power j k omega, and you know delta of k is valid for k equals to 0, delta of k minus 1 is valid for k equals to 1. So I'm putting the k equals to 0 and k equal to 1 in the above equation. So finally I have half plus e to the power j omega by 2, which is nothing but e to the power j minus j omega by 2 cos of omega by 2. And if you take the magnitude response or the magnitude of this frequency response, so this is mod of cos of omega by 2, and I have drawn this mode of cos omega by 2 is like between minus pi to pi. So now, can anybody comment by seeing the magnitude response of this frequency response, that what it is representing? क्योंकि अभी मैंने जो कुछ बताया है, this is all about this. उसका रिस्पॉन्स मैंने प्लॉट किया हुआ है. कोई कमेंट कर सकता है इस पर कि रिस्पॉन्स क्या रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है?
Sir, signal will respond for frequency range minus pi to pi.
माइनस पाई टू पाई. बेसिकली हम लोग रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं माइनस पाई टू पाई के बीच में, बट फ्रीक्वेंसी कैन बी अ नेगेटिव, राइट? Since
Yes,
it is a continuous process, right? So either I will shift from, इसी सिग्नल को हम लोग लेफ्ट हैंड साइड या राइट हैंड साइड कहीं भी शिफ्ट कर सकते हैं. तो बेसिकली द रिस्पॉन्स इज लाइक अ लो फ्रीक्वेंसी सिग्नल. ये 0 से पाई के बीच की एक फ्रीक्वेंसी होगा, उसी को पास करेगा, उसके अलावा पास नहीं करेगा. ठीक है. कम्युनिकेशन में आप जब भी पढ़ेंगे तो जैसे माइनस ओमेगा टू ओमेगा लिखा हुआ है, दैट मीन्स दिस इज 0 to ओमेगा, राइट? Because it is a customary to draw the response on both sides, right? तो आगे से कभी आप इसको ये नहीं बोलेंगे कि माइनस पाई से पाई है, दिस इज फ्रॉम 0 to पाई. बट सिंस we represent the signal in a continuous form, right? You keep on changing the value of omega, so you will have the response on both sides. But physically, this omega is from 0 to pi, right? Because omega can't be a negative frequency, negative नहीं हो सकती, right? So ये frequency response आपको represent कर रहा है, लो frequency signal को पास करेगा from 0 to pi, उसके बाद ये 0 हो जाएगा. Similarly for second case, H2 को करेंगे अगर हम लोग, H2 के लिए निकालेंगे कैपिटल H2 ओमेगा, H2 e to the power j ओमेगा. ये सिग्नल सॉल्व करने के बाद आंसर इसका आता है 1 minus e to the power j omega by 2, which is e to the power minus j omega by 2 sine of omega by 2. And if you take the magnitude of this, so magnitude becomes sine. इसमें आ रहा है आपका माइनस पाई और पाई के बीच में इस तरह का रिस्पॉन्स आएगा साइन का, इफ यू प्लॉट दिस. तो ये क्या रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है?
Sir, same thing, system will respond for frequency range 0 to pi.
नहीं, वो तो एक लो आप इसमें एक जैसे रेंज आ गया, पास बैंड आ गया 0 से पाई, ठीक है? बट दोनों के रिस्पॉन्स अलग अलग है. वो 0 से पाई के बीच में इसका रिस्पॉन्स मैग्नीट्यूड 1 से लेके 0 की तरफ आ रहा है, और इसका 0 से लेके मैक्सिमम 1 की तरफ जा रहा है. इसका अलग अलग कोई सेंस होगा या नहीं होगा?
Yes, sir.
क्या सेंस होगा?
Sir, it will like the response will be high for high frequency.
राइट. जैसे जैसे फ्रीक्वेंसी कम होती जाएगी अटेन्यूएशन बढ़ेगा.
Yes,
राइट. और इसमें ऐसा हो रहा है कि जैसे जैसे फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ रही है अटेन्यूएशन बढ़ रहा है, फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ रही है अटेन्यूएशन बढ़ रहा है. इसमें फ्रीक्वेंसी जब घट रही है तब अटेन्यूएशन बढ़ रहा है. ये डिफरेंस
Yes,
है,
sir.
ठीक है ना? तो इन दोनों का यही सेंस है. तो आज मैं तुम लोगों की क्लास यही खत्म करूंगा. इसके कुछ और एग्जांपल्स हैं, अगर मैं इसलिए आज नहीं बताना चाहता हूं बिकॉज ओनली 50% स्टूडेंट आर इन क्लास, और ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है. 50% से भी कम है क्लास में, तो इसीलिए मैं इसके बाकी एग्जांपल्स को नेक्स्ट क्लास में कंटिन्यू करूंगा. सो व्हाट अबाउट टुमारो क्लास? यही स्ट्रेंथ रहने वाली है या मोर देन दैट?
Sir, some have got reservation, so they are going to their home by train. So strength might be low tomorrow also.
Okay. नहीं तो फिर मजा नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट और इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक है दैट कैन कनेक्ट यू फ्रॉम द प्रीवियस पार्ट. जो 2 यूनिट पढ़ी है उसको बीच का एक ब्रिज है. अगर ये स्किप कर देंगे तो फिर बार बार मुझे एक्सप्लेन कर, फिर कोई मतलब, फिर आपके लिए जैसा हो जाएगा जैसे आपने मैथमेटिक्स पढ़ा, एक सवाल है उसको आपको कर देना है. What I want to connect these signal and systems to your coming semesters for communication and other subjects also. So I think it would be better that I can start from 3. Right?
Yes,
When your
sir.
vacation is over. ठीक है? तो वेकेशन ओवर होने के बाद एक वीक हम लोग को मिलेगा. इन दैट वीक आई विल कवर योर हाफ ऑफ द यूनिट. So next time में almost 2.5 यूनिट that I can cover, no problem at all. ठीक है? तो इस सारी जितनी
Okay.
मैंने चीजें पढ़ाई हैं उसको आप लोग प्रैक्टिस करिए. ठीक है? कभी भी मैं एक मैसेज डाल के आप लोगों का एक क्विज ले सकता हूँ. ठीक है? ड्यूरिंग छुट्टियों में ले लूं, वेकेशन में नहीं चलेगा? if you don't mind, or otherwise after vacation. I think it would be better you enjoy your vacation. I don't have
Yes,
right
sir.
to discuss. Okay then, for today this is fine. I'm leaving the meeting. Thank you
Thank you,
for
sir.
joining.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.